The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the program host and do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by TCN TV Network Incorporated. Due to the social nature of this broadcasting channel, videos may contain content copyrighted by another entity or person. The TCN TV Network claims no rights to the said content. TCN TV Network cannot be held accountable for the copyrighted content. TCN TV Network is a messenger and sharer of information and strives to verify but cannot warrant the accuracy of copyrights or completeness of the information on this program.
Is Generation X. That's me. I was born in the 70s.
And
yeah.
Like 79 or like 73?
I'm not talking to you about this. After 12.
But like, you don't say nothing night, like, you know, like kind of, you know.
Christina, can we stay on script? Okay. This is why I have it.
What? Like sometimes you act your age and sometimes you don't. And this is one of those moments where it's like, wow, like this lady's really. Anyway.
You call me a lady.
I did call you a lady. Hello, 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 beautiful people.
Time. China's leading respiratory expert Zhong Nanshan, who rose to fame after combating the 2003 SARS epidemic, also said the virus can be spread through communal sewage systems.
Overseas experts and I agree that people do not get infected by eating food with the virus, but by breathing in aerosol from contaminated feces, which still has virus in dry condition. So hospitals should also pay attention to this problem.
He said a smooth sewage flow in drainage systems is critical to reducing the number of infections. Last week, around 100 residents were evacuated from an apartment block in Hong Kong over fears the coronavirus may have been transmitted via the building's piping system. This came after 2 residents living on different floors but on the same vertical block of the apartment became infected with COVID-19.
Hey, 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 what up, what up?
We're not centered.
Oh my gosh.
It happens. Come.
We are centered.
Guys, we had technical difficulties today.
But I'm centered.
But I always say ish because this is life. Life, it should be called life-ish. Because
okay.
Life always happens, brethren. Like
That's
we were here on time.
We were.
Our guest is here on time. We
Hello,
were
guest.
all ready.
Yep.
And then Facebook
Yeah.
decided not to work. So
Like they love to do.
just anyhow, we're here. We have to go through things quickly because we have a lot packed into the show today. We're doing some coronavirus updates. I know you guys are probably sick of hearing this.
I am.
I get it, but you guys, it's going to be real when people start dropping in Canada. Just saying. So pay attention. We're going to go through something really, really quick. We'll talk about that video. We have an interview with David Glover. So David Glover, I really appreciate this man. This is the second time on In the Now. And he's going to be talking about his book, No Friday Foolishness. And we'll talk about more when he comes on. And then finally, today, we're going to discuss the anniversary of Malcom X's assassination. Not a great way to end it. It's kind of sad, but it's really like, if for education people who want to learn more about it, there's a Netflix that we'll talk about. So, apparently, something that's been happening with this is a lot of misinformation going on about this coronavirus. This is probably why you're sick and tired of hearing this.
Okay.
So I want to post something that actually Grant put up for all the hosts to know. Quick tip for success. Be aware of your own biases and make an effort to be more critical and ask hard questions. So I'm going to say the same thing to everybody who's watching all the news and hearing everything. Be aware of your thoughts about certain things before you start watching news. Because if not, you can find yourself being pulled into the direction of what people want you to think. And you have to be mindful of that. So in doing so, when we do our news, I make sure I do some fact checking. I don't do one source. I'll go to other countries. I'll look at other news prints to see what everyone is saying collectively about things. And if everyone's saying the same thing, we have a problem. Corona, I think we have a little bit of a problem. There's cases popping up everywhere now.
Yeah.
And people are deading off. And regardless of what it is, I know we talked last week about it being like a biowarfare thing.
Yeah.
There's so much more that's come up. So apparently now they're saying it's aerosol. So it's, which we knew anyways. But if someone has it and they cough and it's in the air right here, okay, we finish our show, then Trish comes in and sits here, and that virus is in the air, in the space still, she can get it.
Right.
All that's happening right now. And I mean, and people are walking around and not even knowing they have it. They touch a doorknob, someone had it, and then they wipe their face. That's how flu spread. They're saying this is like the influenza virus. That's what's happening. Yeah, it's a big deal. Like, because it's so, like, talked about, I don't think people are understanding the serious, like, we need to be aware that you could get sick if you're not taking care of yourself. This could hurt you, especially older people and obviously children whose immune systems aren't as strong as someone who takes care of themselves. So these are just things to know about.
It's a bit scary.
It is scary. So there's a study done. I found it in the Straits Times Asia. It's published yesterday. That this thing is spreading faster than we thought it would. They call it the COVID-19. If anyone doesn't know that.
Okay.
It's been shortened.
Yeah, Corona's kind of long.
Coronavirus. We don't feel like saying that all the time.
Yeah.
It inhabits, I guess, the upper and lower respiratory tract, which is what the problem is, because then your whole thing gets flooded with fluid, and then pneumonia comes on. And pneumonia is a big thing. Like, if you have pneumonia, if you don't have the right system to support yourself, you could die. That's how it's happening. It's, again, a lot of misinformation. Apparently, Amazon has been locking down some accounts because people have been selling things saying that.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah, like their thing can cure the coronavirus. You can't be saying things like that. You can't, especially if you don't have, like, who said? You could be. It could be right, but on, like, what grounds? Where are the tests? Where has it shown and proven that it's helped, right? You don't have many thoughts about this. Come on, Christine. I know you have something to say. You're being a little bit too agreeing today.
No, I don't have much to say. I'm not going to lie to you.
Okay.
Not because I don't have anything positive to say or I only have negative things to say, but I really don't know what to say. It's kind of like, okay.
So that's it?
Yeah.
Selena, thank God we're not doing the commercials thing now. Like, we'd have nothing.
I don't know what to say about it, because it's just like, okay, so let's say that, okay, this thing is spreading fast. There's no cure. So, like, what do we do next? Like, what are we supposed to do now?
Wait for the cure.
Wait for the cure. Okay.
That's why you have nothing to say.
Yeah, I have nothing to say at all.
So the FBI has something to say.
Okay.
They have just ordered 40,000.
The FBI, though, we don't trust the FBI.
I know we don't. I'm just saying what they said. Again, I'm looking. Remember, check your biases.
Sure. Okay.
Check your biases.
Fair.
Because people are going to react. I'm just delivering information.
Right.
And I'm saying if these idiots are buying $40,000 worth of hand sanitizer and face masks, you know they like to infiltrate everybody's business. They're like FBI. They're in your business. Okay, they just are.
Yeah.
So if they're buying this stuff, something to maybe think about.
So you feel like the FBI doesn't have a handle over this?
I feel like there's something going on that a lot of us don't know. And at this point, though, we have to be in reaction mode because that's the only mode we can be in.
So do you have your face mask?
No.
Why?
I just learned it now. Can I go get one? Okay. Can I go get one if I need to? But I'm going to get one.
Okay.
Listen, I ain't playing. Sorry, you're going to see me looking in here. Listen, I'll get one of them, like, jeweled one or something. Like a bedazzled one.
Cool. Yeah, I look forward to seeing you with your face mask on.
You see it next week. Don't say nothing. It's okay when all y'all listen.
I
Talk
won't
now.
say
Talk
jack.
now. I don't even care. I don't want to get sick again. I was sick in January and that nearly wiped me out. Never again.
It did.
See?
It did.
All right. So we are going to go into our next segment now. We get to actually have some conversation.
Yes.
No Friday Foolishness. I'm going to have to ask him about that title.
Yeah, that was a really interesting title. Where did that come from?
Where did that come from? No Friday Foolishness. There's always foolishness on this Friday. So I don't know why he came here today. But it worked out. So guys, we'll see you soon on In the Now.
Are you retiring smart? Make your home's equity work for you. With your home's equity in our 30 years of experience, the Retire Smart Properties team can help you achieve the quality of life you've always wanted. Our services are 360 degrees. We'll give you advice, take care of staging and selling, and help you find the perfect home and community to transition to. It's time to enjoy the retirement lifestyle you deserve. Visit our website today to learn how you can use your home to retire comfortably. The Retire Smart Properties team, powered by RE/MAX West.
At Benjamin Law, we understand the real cost of personal injuries. As the victim of an accident, you may be the one who's physically hurt, but your main concern is that your family are the ones who will pay the price. Benjamin Law will be there for you, helping, supporting, and working tirelessly to resolve your personal injury case. Call 1-855-899-4878 or visit benjaminlaw.ca and let our family of lawyers help your family.
Hi guys.
Got some
okay, so let's
questions.
see. You are perfect. See how he is perfectly lined up? Do you see that, Selena? Yeah. That's pretty good, right? You don't even need to move. It was just me.
Yeah.
And Christina always not where she's supposed to be.
Sure.
Never surprised. If you guys get a chance, definitely check out our commercial that Selena made. Selena did an awesome commercial for
Yes,
In
she
the
did.
Now.
I mean, like, did she make? I feel like I was the star of the commercial. To be fair.
So we're gonna move on to our guests. We're moving on. We're
honest.
moving on. I'm gonna introduce you, but I'm going to go through. He actually did really. Did you write your bio?
Did I write the bio? Yeah.
Okay, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
As a writer, I have to give you that. Like,
Thank
Can you write my bio for me?
no, it's not about you, Christina. Okay, so David Glover. You have to be careful not to call him Danny Glover. A native Niagara Falls, New York, who currently resides in Baltimore. So you
I
actually
like the hats. Is the hats your thing?
Can I
My
introduce
thing.
him?
I love it.
Okay, and he's been an educator for 24 years. So
Wow.
he became a published author in 2014 with the original book Cocktail Conversations, which I have. We'll talk about that in a second. And I'll tell you about this man right now. This man did a tour with that book, and because of that, he became the 2017 Indie Author Legacy Award winner for Author on the Rise. Very, very cool. So in addition to being a department chairman of school counseling at Golden Ring Middle School with the Baltimore County School System, he's also hosts. Do you still host?
I do mainly Facebook Live discussions now.
Okay, so what his web-based TV
Yeah.
shows, what you do now, but you used to do a blog talk radio, yeah?
Yes, yes.
Right, okay. So his goal is to have courageous conversations with people to help them grow. This newest book, No Friday Foolishness, 80 Weekly Morning Thoughts. Let's talk about the title, because Christina really wants to know about this title.
Okay, No Friday Foolishness. So it pretty much came a couple years ago. I had a group of girls at the middle school that would always come in, rambunctious, loud, and just out of control for no reason. So one day it was a Friday, and I said, listen, I'm not having this. You're not coming in my office with this. I said, I'm going to start a national campaign called No Friday Foolishness. She kind of looked. And then I start hashtagging it, and so every Friday I come in, I'm like, No Friday Foolishness, but she thought it was a joke. So eventually I started doing it every Friday, coming up with statements regarding that, and then eventually, again, it led to a book. So that's where it came from. And what's ironic about it, she's actually in 11th grade now.
Oh, good for her.
She stopped in about a couple months ago, and I think I had the rough draft of the book or something, and I was able to show her, and like, I made a book out of that. So she was kind of shocked to believe, like, really, you really actually did that.
Well,
So that's
cool.
where it came
It's
from.
cool though. Okay, no, I've kind of flipped through this a little bit. What were your thoughts, Christina? What questions do you have for him? Because I have a few.
I have like my biggest question is how do you stay motivated and positive having like over 2 decades experience in the education system?
Wow, good question.
Yeah, you thought you have a question. That's what you
No,
thought.
that was pretty
That's exactly
good.
what you thought.
That was pretty good.
Yes,
girl.
you did.
Great question.
Good question. Good question. Nice.
Mainly because I know that, all students are unique and different, no matter how many of the thousands of students I dealt with in my career, so they all bring something different to the table. So each year, you got to charge yourself up. Even though it's difficult, but you have to find that motivation and just be positive because you're thinking about the best interest of the child. So if you're going to be in education, you got to be motivated and got to be up for the challenge.
And it's interesting though that you've used education to kind of fuel your books, because that's how this book got fueled.
Yes.
Was through your education, your experience in education. So you had a question about his hats?
Yeah.
I know it's completely off topic.
Well, I didn't have a question about it. It was more like a comment, really. Well, I guess it's a question. But like, how did that become part of your brand?
Actually, how it became part of my brand. See, I have a birthmark. I can show you, birthmark right here. Growing up as a youngster, I got teased a lot about it. So evidently, obviously in school, you can't wear a hat. So when I'm not in school, I always just start wearing hats. Because, I would get weird looks and weird questions did you get burnt? Is that a metal plate? And stuff like that. I'm like, no, it's a birthmark. And so then I just started enjoying buying hats. It became like a fetish, obsession with it. So that's where it came from. I love hats.
And he has a lot.
How many hats do you have? Like approximately?
I would probably say well over 100 something maybe. And some of them is not seen. It's just like different hats that I probably don't even wear anymore, but I have a lot.
That is awesome.
It's an illness.
No, it's not. It's part. You know what? You said it perfectly. It became part of his brand.
Yes.
I never even thought about that, but it is. See? Did you know? Did you do that like on purpose? Make it part of your brand?
Yeah, I mean, because I always wore one, and people always commented about it, so I always, like to have a hat. So I just said, hey, it's part of who I am.
It worked.
Yeah, it did.
All right. I have some questions about your writing.
Okay.
You really thought I didn't come prepared for today's interview?
I am very happy that you came prepared. Honestly, I am. Like, it makes my life easier. Let's talk about your award for Cocktail Conversations. Tell me, because I need an update on that.
Yeah, that sounds really interesting.
How did that book do?
Wait, no, sorry, can we go back?
Sure.
How did that book come about? Like, what's the book about, first and foremost? Because I feel like it sounds really interesting.
Watch the last show.
So.
What last show?
So with that book, I'm more of a short storyteller, so it's like scenario based, and it's the same chapters like in this No Friday Foolishness about relationships, friendships, family, child drama, the dating game, health, education, mistrust, loyalty. So it's short scenarios, basically from my work experience, some of my friendships, family things.
Personal relationships.
But I always change the names in them to protect the innocent. So it could very well be one of my close friends. It could be my sister, brother, but they might not necessarily know it's them because I do a little embellishing.
They know. They always know. They know, man. How do they not know?
Not many people say anything except the ones that I tell them, oh, this is you.
Wow. That's cool.
Okay. I do have some questions about a little bit more in depth.
Are we done? We're not done.
No, we have to because we have to cut it shorter. Right. Remember, we started late. Facebook,
walk on.
So when we come back, we're going to have some more in-depth questions about the book, No Friday Foolishness with Mr. David Glover. See you guys soon.
I'm your host, Erica Lita, and this is What Matters on TCN Network. What I do every week is I cover what matters to our audience.
My name is Trish Curling, and I am an online coach, personal trainer, and yoga teacher, and your new host of Shaping Life, which is all about understanding that we have the ability and the control to take charge of our health and wellness. But we can't do it alone, and I can't wait to sit down with the best in the industry. Please tune in every Friday at 1 p.m. live here on the TCN Network.
Welcome back, everybody, to In the Now. It's okay, Christina. Stay on your phone. Don't worry.
I did not get the countdown.
She was doing a lot. She's trying to give us angles. You'll see why in a minute. When you watch the video, you'll see why. So we have on the show today Mr. David Glover, coming all the way from Baltimore via Niagara Falls.
Be more, wagwan.
And we were talking about his educational experience, how his books were inspired, and now I have some questions about his writing journey. Okay, so what did you edit out of this book? What did you take out of this when you were going through the process of putting the book together?
Actually, not too many things. I try to be transparent, and if those are my thoughts, then I put it down. Now, with my personal thoughts, I probably could go a little deeper. It might be a little, I don't want to say I don't want to say raunchy, but a little more vulgar. But try to stay away from that. That it is some words in there, but they're minor.
So you left the vulgarity. That's what you edited out of this book.
Pretty much. But usually
you left a little though, no, right? Just a little.
I got it's a little in there.
Okay,
just a
okay.
little, yeah.
Good. What days were those, so I can look those up specifically? I want to know.
Heathen.
I want to see the raunchy ones. You know what days exactly?
No, actually I don't. And it's not it's not like how you think it is. It might be some words. I might have used the S word. I might have used the A word.
That's it.
Yeah, something like that. But I didn't, because I posted on Facebook, and I still respect my job as a counselor during the day, so I kind of try to keep it as clean as possible.
These jobs restrict you from being free.
Yes, they do.
So
wow.
This question is for this book, probably not this book more. I think maybe the last book. Do you hide any secrets in your book that only a few people will really know about?
It's some of them, yeah, they are people. Some
what?
people speculate, and they may say, was that your scenario? I know when it's your scenario because the way that you respond or whatever the case is. But for the most part.
Like what?
Like it was the example when I was talking about going through sexual abuse, being molested as a youngster.
Okay.
But I used different names, and when people were reading it, they were very upset, saying that they would want to kill that person who did it, but they never knew it was me, so they were just responding and just thinking of it if that was their child.
You know what though, you get kind of deep then in this. I didn't realize you went that deep in this one. So there are some deep things in this one.
Oh, this one, these are just general statements. I was thinking of the
more the
first
cocktail.
book. Yeah.
Okay. So you go really deep with that one in there.
Yeah, it's stuff in that. What's funny about that, at the time I had a publicist, she thought the book was going to be more comedy based, but she was like, wow, this is kind of deep. You went deep on this, and so that's why I revised it and came with the revised edition.
That's right.
Because she said there's a lot of stuff in here.
It's
you
too
might have
packed.
to, downsize it.
Okay. Any questions? I know
yes,
that
I have
one
a
caught
question.
You. I know you do.
Wait, no, but no. It's a question I think when I was in high school, I really loved my counselor. She was super helpful to me. Do you have any kids ever come back to you after they went through their middle school experience and said like, yo, you really helped me out. Can you share a bit of those success stories and how that's impacted you?
Oh, that happens on a regular basis. I always have like a core group that even when they first come, when they enter high school, they stop in a few times, and then I still connected with people that's graduated, and like the ones that's leaving, and once they go to high school, they always say, Mr. Glover, why can't you just come over and why can't you roll over with us and come over to the high school? We want you as the counselor. And I say, nah, I'm kind of stuck at the middle. I'm not stuck, but that's where I'm at right now. And that was the least spot I wanted to work at as far as level was the middle school. I dreaded it, but then now being 7 years into it, I don't think I would go any other level because it's good times. Good times for middle school kids.
This is what you feel. This is a good space for you.
But I do have a lot that come back and they let me know how the impact that I made on their lives and some of the things I said over the years that stuck with them.
So what is going to be the tour like for this book? Are you doing the same thing with this book as you did with Cocktail Conversations?
I'm trying to get it started. It's kind of, this one just came out in November, so I'm trying to build up momentum. So stay tuned. You'll start seeing stuff. It's coming.
Is this show the first stop?
I think I had one other interview. Then I got one like in Buffalo on Tuesday.
You started.
Yeah, so I'm getting started. Last. Yeah, I'm about to get started.
Well, good for you, yeah. Christina. Any final questions for our guest?
No. Like, where can we buy the book?
I'll lend you mine.
All right, cool.
I have two because remember last time you here, Dave was here. You gave us 2 copies, so I'll give you one of mine.
Cool.
To read. I think you'll enjoy it.
I don't have any additional questions.
Thank you for coming in.
Well, no problem.
I appreciate
it's always
it.
A pleasure.
Where can people find this? Yeah. That's my last question for you.
That was my question.
Sorry.
It's on Amazon.com. You can get it from there. But if you want a signed copy, just hit me up on my social media sites. David Lorenzo Glover. If you put in controversial counselor, I'll pop in, message me, and I'll get a book right out to you.
Actually, all of his information is going to be in the YouTube link. So if you are interested, just go down to the YouTube link. You'll see everything. Just click on it, and you can find him to get the book. I want to thank you.
Thanks for coming.
So much for coming in. Are you staying to watch the last little bit of the show before you leave?
Of course.
Yes. Okay. Guys, we'll see you soon on In the Now.
At Benjamin Law, we understand the real cost of personal injuries. As the victim of an accident, you may be the one who's physically hurt, but your main concern is that your family are the ones who will pay the price. Benjamin Law will be there for you, helping, supporting, and working tirelessly to resolve your personal injury case. Call 1-855-899-4878 or visit benjaminlaw.ca and let our family of lawyers help your family.
Apparently, 2 men approached the speaker's rostrum and discharged shots at him from apparently very close range.
Yes, I turned around quickly, and the next thing I saw was Malcolm falling back in a dead faint.
My mother threw herself over her babies, and she yelled out, "They're killing my husband."
I heard shots, and I saw people crawling on the floor. And so I got down too. Then when I was looking out, and I saw someone look in amazement to the front, I knew they had shot my husband.
He sustained 1 shot in the lower right chin, and the other 6 hit him in the chest and body.
I looked out at him and I said, he's going to die. I kept saying to myself, he's going to die, he's going to die.
How many immediately? No, he wasn't dead immediately, but expired very shortly thereafter.
All right, so we don't have too much time. I want to thank again David Glover for coming on. That was really cool.
Yes.
I wish we had more time, but you know what? Maybe he can come hit us back up at the end of his tour.
That sounds good.
Tell us how everything. That's what we'll do. We'll do a closing for his tour.
Yes.
All right. So really quick, we have a few minutes before we have Trish. Trish is coming on right after us with Shaping Life.
She's talking about vaginas. It's true, though.
Everyone watched the show. She's talking about vaginas. Christina, you're so random, guys.
No, I think that was a great promo. Now. You see, exactly. Trish, that's exactly my point. Exactly.
You and your guests owe us. That's free promo.
Yes.
All right. So on a serious note, nothing to do with vaginas whatsoever. Is that today marks the anniversary of Malcom X's death, his assassination. He died on February 21st, 1965. Why that is in the now, Christina, is there is a Netflix documentary out that blew my mind. And no, it didn't really blow my mind, but it did affirm a few things for me about his death. And I was a little bit troubled, I won't lie, watching this. There's always been some controversy about how he died and around like the purpose of his death. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of sad. It's not too long, but it's really kind of sad to know again that it's our own who took him out. Mm. People blame the police a lot. I think maybe, I don't want to give away too much. I definitely think though that if you guys do have time this weekend, definitely check out this documentary. It's crazy. Seeing it is very, it was hard to watch. Like I was a few times kind of moved because it's like, they show scenes of him too that I'm just like, even how they treated his body after death. You have to watch it. But it's just, it's disturbing. Very, very like, I don't know, hard to see. But it does answer some questions.
Like what?
Well, one, how he died. Who shot him? They've known who shot him.
Did they mention it?
Yeah, his name is there, clear as day.
Oh.
They know who it is. The person who got caught. There's one guy in a famous scene when the assassination happened that there's this man being pulled out of the ballroom, and basically the police were rescuing him from being bust up because he was the only one caught. Everyone else got away. In that shot, the actual killer with the shotgun, because it was the shotgun pellets that killed Malcom X. The person who had the shotgun walked right through the picture and gone. Wow. Never caught. So, definitely check it out. I just want to end with something powerful. It's still African History Month, African Liberation Month. And one thing about Malcolm that I appreciate is that he was a speaker. Mm-hmm. There are some people out here who try to be motivational speakers and
cringe.
It's a gift to be able to move people with your words. It's a gift, and this man had it. Definitely want to say thank you to everyone for tuning in. Christina, thank you for being my host. I don't thank you enough. You make my life very, very easy sometimes. Sometimes you make it difficult.
That's not true.
But most times you make it easy.
That's true.
So, wow. I want to end with this video and say have a wonderful Friday, everybody.
Yes.
And we'll see
I can't believe this month is over.
It's nearly
so
done.
Upset.
Next Friday's our last day. We have one more Friday. More talks about coronavirus.
I hope not.
Sorry, you guys must be
most likely
updated.
what's going to be happening.
I'll have my mask, my studded mask next week.
Sure, Simone.
See you guys next week on.
Wait, we have time. We have like a whole minute.
No, we have to end in the now. See you next week on In the Now.
Bye. See you next week on In the Now.
Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? So much so that you don't want to be around each other. No, before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate? You should ask yourself, who taught you to hate being what God gave you?